I never imagined that a single glance could unravel the tapestry of my meticulously crafted life. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting elongated shadows across the cityscape, I stood by the window of my high-rise apartment, sipping a glass of aged whiskey. The amber liquid burned a trail down my throat, mirroring the fire igniting within me. My wife, Elena, was the epitome of grace and sophistication. Her presence commanded attention, her laughter could light up the darkest room, and her intellect was unmatched. We were the power couple, envied by many, with our names etched into the city's elite circles. But beneath the polished veneer of our marriage lay a chasm of unmet desires and unspoken resentments. Our conversations had become transactional, our touches perfunctory. The passion that once defined our relationship had withered, leaving behind a cold, sterile partnership. It was during one of Elena's frequent business trips that I met Lila. She was a tempest, wild, unpredictable, and intoxicating. Her laughter was unrestrained, her touch electric. We collided like two meteors, burning brightly in our descent. Our affair was a whirlwind of stolen moments and whispered promises. Each encounter left me craving more, a junkie desperate for his next fix. With Lila, I rediscovered a version of myself I thought long buried, a man driven by passion, not obligation. But secrets have a way of surfacing, and ours was no exception. Elena's discovery was not marked by tears or screams but by a chilling calmness. She simply looked at me, a smirk playing on her lips, and uttered the words that would seal my fate. "You're done in this city." In the days that followed, my world unraveled with alarming speed. Business partners withdrew, deals collapsed, and doors that were once open slammed shut. Elena's reach was vast, her influence formidable. She had orchestrated my professional demise with surgical precision. As I sat amidst the ruins of my career, the weight of my choices bore down on me. The allure of forbidden passion had blinded me to the consequences, and now I was left to navigate the wreckage alone. The days following Elena's declaration were a blur of closed doors and whispered conversations. Colleagues I'd mentored avoided eye contact. Clients I'd secured for years suddenly retracted their commitments. The city that once celebrated my successes now seemed to conspire in my downfall. Lila remained my only solace. Her presence was a balm to my wounded ego, her touch a reminder of the man I used to be. We retreated into our own world, seeking refuge in dimly lit apartments and secluded cafes. But even our sanctuary wasn't immune to the encroaching shadows. Whispers of our affair began to surface, not just in professional circles but among friends and acquaintances. Elena's influence was far-reaching, her network vast. She ensured that our indiscretions were public knowledge, painting me as a betrayer, a man devoid of loyalty. Lila, too, felt the repercussions. Her art gallery faced sudden inspections. Her patrons dwindled. The vibrant canvases that once adorned her walls now stood as silent witnesses to our shared descent. Writing stack exchange. +1. Glamour. +1. Amidst the chaos, I began to question the choices that led me here. Was the fleeting passion worth the enduring consequences? The thrill of forbidden love had blinded me, and now I grappled with the reality of isolation and loss. One evening, as we sat in Lila's apartment, the weight of our situation pressing down on us, she turned to me, eyes filled with a mix of sorrow and determination. "We can't keep living like this," she whispered. I nodded, understanding the unspoken truth. Our affair, once a source of exhilaration, had become a chain binding us to a shared downfall. We needed to confront the reality we'd tried so hard to escape. The days grew colder, mirroring the chill that had settled in my heart. Elena's calculated vengeance had left me professionally barren, and the city that once echoed with my successes now whispered tales of my downfall. Lila, once my sanctuary, began to feel like a mirror reflecting my failures. Our conversations, once filled with passion and dreams, turned to silent gazes and unspoken regrets. The weight of our choices pressed heavily upon us, and the walls of our refuge seemed to close in tighter each day. One evening, as rain painted streaks on the windows, I confronted the reality I'd been avoiding. "We can't continue like this," I murmured, my voice barely audible over the storm outside. Lila nodded, tears brimming in her eyes. "I know," she whispered. "But where do we go from here?" The question hung in the air, unanswered. We both knew that our affair, born out of desire and rebellion, had reached its inevitable conclusion. The fire that once consumed us had burned everything in its path, leaving only ashes. In the days that followed, I attempted to rebuild. I reached out to former colleagues, applied for positions far beneath my qualifications, and even considered leaving the city altogether. But Elena's influence was pervasive, and every door remained firmly shut. Desperation led me to confront Elena directly. I found her in her office, poised and composed as ever. "You've made your point," I said, trying to mask the desperation in my voice. "What more do you want?" She looked up, a smirk playing on her lips. "I want you to understand the consequences of betrayal," she replied. "Not just for me, but for everyone involved." Her words stung, not because of their content, but because of the truth they held. I had betrayed not just Elena, but myself, and the life we had built together. As I left her office, the weight of my actions settled heavily upon me. I realized that redemption wouldn't come from external validation or professional success, but from within. I needed to confront my demons, accept responsibility, and find a way to move forward. The city, once a canvas of my triumphs, now bore the graffiti of my failures. Each street corner whispered tales of betrayal, every familiar face averted their gaze. The weight of my actions pressed heavily upon me, and the path to redemption seemed obscured by the shadows of my past. Lila had departed, seeking solace in distant lands, her absence a void that echoed louder than any reprimand. Elena's vengeance had been thorough, leaving no stone unturned in her quest to dismantle my world. Yet, amidst the ruins, a spark of resilience ignited within me. I began to rebuild, not the empire I once commanded, but a life grounded in humility and purpose. Volunteering at local shelters, I found solace in aiding those society had cast aside. Their stories, rife with pain and perseverance, mirrored my own, and through them, I rediscovered empathy. Time, the relentless healer, softened the edges of my remorse. While the scars remained, they served as reminders of lessons hard learned. I reached out to Elena, not seeking forgiveness, but offering an apology born of genuine contrition. Her response, a simple nod, signified closure. As seasons changed, so did I. From the ashes of my former life, a new self emerged, tempered by experience, guided by integrity. The city, once a testament to my downfall, now stood as a backdrop to my redemption.